Welcome to Blood Moon Oracle, the message of the day, the encouragement of the day. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you have not. If you're looking for a personal reading, know that these readings are general. They may resonate, they may not. Take it as it fits or not. If you are looking for a personal read, feel free to hit me up in my email or go to my calendar, which is always down in the description. Let's get started. I know we're pressed for time. So I did lay out my spread. We're doing a general Stotic cross spread, okay? And so the energy that's coming out here today, that's in question, that's like at the forefront, is freedom. Freedom. And the tarot card that I'm using is my Tarot of Oppositions along with my Crow's Oracle deck, the Chariot on the shadow side. And so someone's possibly trying to get to a place where they feel liberated and taken care of. As you can see, this bird is rising with these roses. Sometimes roses can talk about thorns, difficulties, but beauty coming out of that. There's something that happens when you crush the rose, right? It's only then where you smell that sweet fragrance. But so there's some difficulty here that's happening, and someone may in fact be trying to move away from it. It's a 19, which ends up being a 10. Something is ending as you're moving away or trying. But one thing I noticed with the Chariot, it's on the shadow side. You see the arrows that's being shot at him as he's moving away or trying to move, trying to empower himself, trying to show up and rise to the occasion, rise to his best self. This feels like there could be those around you. Maybe they're visible, maybe they're not. That's throwing arrows behind your back as you're trying to move up and empower yourself and rise to a situation that's going to be beautiful for you, something that you desire. There's some conflict around your movement. It could be because people may not agree or understand your movement. They may not understand your values around making this move or how you're moving, what you're doing, right? They may not agree with it. And with that being said, they are taking upon themselves to make that the movement difficult as they're throwing arrows at you, right, from behind. This could even be people, throwing these arrows and then hiding their hands so that you can't see that it's them. You know how people have a lot to say while you're not there, but then when you come around, they like sweet as pie, But there's something here about moving into the energy of being liberated, freeing yourself, that is being made difficult here. And then it's being crossed with waterproof. And waterproof is clarified with the Page of Swords. First of all, waterproof says that there's a part of this process that's happening with you, around you, to you, that you allow to just run off your back like these water droplets. But this is actually making this wish of freeing yourself difficult, right? The way I'm interpreting this is that you brushing this off and allowing it to just run off your back is not serving you, right? There may be, with the Page of Swords on the shadow side, there may be a need to confront this head on instead of just letting it run off your back. Because there's something about this that is not allowing you to move forward in the way that you need to. And the Page of Swords in the shadow side is talking about just really wanting to get results. And so just not really worrying about certain things on the way to what you're doing. But the way I'm interpreting this is there may need to be, instead of just allowing it to run off your back, there may need to be a confrontation. You may need to confront whatever this opposition, whatever this difficulty, this conflict is, head on. You may need to do that, right? And the reason is because sometimes you just need to confront the energy of opposition. Now, the Page of Swords says not to do it, and even the Chariot on the shadow set says not to do it, to where it stirs up aggression, or not to do it like in a nasty way. Sometimes you can tell people where to get off in such a sweet way, mind your own business in such a sweet way. It's in a professional way with tact. But the underlying message that they'll get is, listen, do what you need to do that's important for you, and let me do what I need to do that's important for me. For lack of better words. And the overall message will be, did you get it? Now, put that in your pipe and smoke it, right? It's letting someone know, listen, what you're doing, I don't appreciate that. Furthermore, this is none of your business. You mind your business and let me mind mine. There's somebody that is, for some reason, trying to stop your movement forward, your empowerment. It could be with arrows, right? It could be even just speaking on you. For some people, it could be taking certain actions to try to block your movement forward. And this is not something that you can just let run off of your back. This is something that you need to confront, Spirit is saying. Because you letting it run off your back is blocking you from moving forward. This may be something that you need to confront in order to move through it. You can't move around it. You can't go backwards. Your objective here is freedom and Chariot, which means that you are looking to empower yourself to move forward. And so whatever's standing in your way, you need to hit it head on. You need to confront it. But it's not saying do it, without tact. It's saying remain professional if need be, remain calm in addressing this issue, but get your point across. There's some confrontation that needs to happen here with the Page of Swords. And if you do that, you will overcome this aggression, whatever it is. And it almost feels like something like a little chihuahua nipping at your heels, right? That's why you probably feel like I'm just going to let it run off my back. But sometimes you have to like wrangle your leg just to let the chihuahua know, listen, go play with somebody else because I'm not the one. So it's kind of like that energy, but to do it with intelligence and with tact, do it with calm. This has to happen. There's no getting around it. Okay. So that's what we're dealing with here. Now, when I look at the foundation of this situation, this could be around some bond that you have and conflict around that with the Five of Swords. And this Five of Swords is on the light side. So it may, in fact, feel like for now that things are good, but it's not going to remain that way. This is going to come up again. That's why it's important to deal with it, to nip it at the bud, to go to the root of the issue and settle it. Sometimes you have to just present yourself just to allow whatever needs to come out so that it can be resolved and dealt with. Listen, do you have a problem with me? And if so, let's talk about it. Let's resolve it, right? Sometimes you just have to create the space for the conflict to be resolved. And it could be around a bond that you have. This is somebody that you're connected to with bond. This is somebody that is connected to somebody you're connected to. This is somebody that's meddling right? In a way that's affecting you, either directly or indirectly. This could be around a situation that you're connected with, someone, right? Bond could be a love situation. It could be a family situation. There's some type of connection here that this conflict is around. And it's saying that there is a need to just bring this to a head and resolve it so it can finally, once and for all, just be over with so you can move on. Yeah. But when you confront it, right, just make sure, I feel like spirit is really driving in on the fact that it's how you do it, right? It's not going in to incite flames or more conflict. This is not really about winning at all costs and just doing whatever just so you can come out on top. This is actually going in seeking a resolution, seeking peace so that you can be free to finally move forward, right? There's some resolve at the heart of this situation. Because this says that if there is, this is something that's very delicate and deeply rooted. And so if there is, for some reason, an inflame, this could actually blow up and it could turn into something very consequential for either party. And so Spirit is saying to handle this with care. Nevertheless, it has to be handled. You can't go around it. You can't go under it. You can't go over it. You have to go through this situation, whatever it is. Let's see. Yeah, your whole idea around this is you're just trying to get through it with resistance here. And the star. You're just trying to get through this. I feel like when you think of this situation or you think of this person or whatever this is that's happening, as you're trying to move forward to something empowering, something new, you're trying to gain possible territory in what it is that you do, expand in some type of way. This feels like just wanting the victory in your life as it pertains to you and what you're doing. When you think of it, you do recognize that there is some level of an obstacle in the way because you can feel it. You see the wind pushing up against the bird, but it's not to the point where it's stopping you. It's just making it difficult. It's causing you to work harder than you possibly need to. And it's clarified by the star. And the star is coming in on the light side of this card. This is what's going through your mind right now as you're thinking about it. It's making you really, I don't know if it's making you question yourself, but it is making you think of who you are, how you're presenting yourself, and how you're showing up. Like, did I do something? Like, how could I be being perceived as a threat or, someone that's instigating the situation? There's some looking at yourself, possibly even recognizing that there could be something about you that might even be intimidating to this person or these people. But there's some level of resistance coming against who you are. And I get the feeling with the star, who you are has less to do with like this persona that you're giving off. It's just like your natural sense of being. This is just like who you've been created to be. You're probably a very bright person who lights up a room, who, shows love and comes into situations to add light to it, to pour life into it, to bring joy. That's the energy of the star. There's this infinite beauty all around the star. And if that's the energy you're in, this is what this energy is fighting against. This is how you're interpreting it. Because as you look at, yourself, you're like, all I've done is try to love, is try to be a light, is try to do, what's going to be uplifting and bring life to situations. You're looking at this obstacle as something that has been totally out of your hands, like that really has nothing to do with you, because all you've done is just show up. So it's really resistance against something greater than what you are. You're seeing it as something that's bigger than you. And really, you may not even see that it has anything to do with you. Let's take a look. So teamwork is coming in, clarified by the 10 of Cups on the shadow side. Okay. So this is coming in. I feel like this is talking about past energy. Now we're getting into possibly this energy that we're dealing with. This energy that we're dealing with. And when we talk about teamwork, I'm looking at the crows that are actually coming against the ego. You guys see that? There's some level of intimidation that the crows feel with this ego. And so they have to work together to get the intruder. The ego is an intruder in their book. It's a predator, right? So they're coming together to push this ego out of their territory. This may have been like the energy here. Like it wasn't enough for just one, right? There had to be like a whole team of people to gather in on this effort. What is that term that they use? Gang stalking, right? This could be like something like gang stalking, like because one person can't defeat you, now they have to go and get like a whole team of people because they couldn't defeat you alone. They have to go get a whole team of people to do it, because there was some type of threat that they felt like you posed to their operation or their situation. Now, when we look at the 10 of Cups, which has gone in on the shadow side, first of all, what I'm getting immediately when I look at the 10 of Cups on the shadow side, the 10 of Cups is usually a very happy, joyous, abundant energy. But on the shadow side, this is like forgetting the beauty of what you have. Sometimes we can be in a place or we can have access to, things or people for so long that we actually forget the fact that it is a privilege. The 10 of Cups is really privileged energy. And it's saying that you have all the support you need. You're surrounded with people who uplift you and value you. And emotionally, you're content because all of that is filled with goodness. But you can also take that for granted too and forget how valuable you are, that some people don't have that some people have never had that. And so when I look at the 10 of Cups on the shadow side, this is talking about it's almost looking at the situation in a very shallow perspective, right? And because of that, there's crisis that's waiting to happen here because of the lack of moral value when it comes to what you have, when it comes to harmony within a family structure or a group setting, right? Where support is supposed to be at the root of that gathering. There's something missing. And the need to have heart-to-heart conversations here, which could be lacking. This is talking about not coming together, not having that harmonious energy within this unit, but it's actually the very opposite, divisive energy, misunderstandings, quarreling, provoking, all kinds of actions here. This is past energy. This could be like things like, what do you call that? Sometimes there could be one person that is intimidated by someone in the group, and so they secretly incite insecurities within other people to align with their insecurities. So now not only they feel insecure, but now the whole group has taken on their perspective because they were in their ear and incited this energy of insecurity and divisiveness within the group. Not understanding that that energy is it's like yeast, right? It multiplies. And so what you don't understand is when people within a group setting, when they come to you privately and they whisper to you, guess what? That same person that's whispering to you, don't think that you're special. You're not, because the same energy, right? It applies to everybody. There is no honor amongst thieves, right? It's that mentality. So the same whispering that they're doing to you, right? They're going to someone else and whispering about you. That's usually how that works. It's always a good idea to be skeptical with people who whisper in private sweet nothings and secrets about people. I have a lot of respect for people that are very honest, even though they're abrasive. Like, they're just honest. They're like, okay, I don't like it, or I don't like the way you did. At least they're honest. There's nothing sneaky and, deceiving about what they're saying or doing. Like, they'll smile in your face and say, oh, that's beautiful. And then as soon as you turn around, it's like, it'll never work, But this is the kind of energy that has been incited in the past. This could be a group that you were once a part of that may have been like the beginning of this energy, where now you're moving forward, empowering yourself to arise to this level of victory with whatever your goals are. And people are throwing shade your way as you're moving away. This could be this group from your past. It could be. That's how it's showing up. It could be family. 10 of Cups does talk about family energy. It's some energies. It feels like a group dynamic. And it's some energy that would be close to you at some point in time. 10 of Cups is close, intimate connections, people that you would trust. Now, as we move forward in the future, we have battle. There has to be some confrontation of this. And the Queen of Pentacles on the shadow side, there has to be some confrontation. The interesting thing about this battle, this is the same. See that rose here? There's something here that's at stake. Now that I'm seeing this a little bit closer, this is the same rose that you're holding as you're moving away. So you may in fact be taking something away from the group that they feel like you're moving away and taking as you move away. That could be part of the conflict. There is a battle going on. It feels like it's about something or some value that you have, something that you're carrying, that you're taking away. They feel like you're taking away from the group as you move away. And there's a conflict around this. The Queen of Pentacles on the shadow side is talking about you having just a lot of luck. So it's very lucrative energy that you carry. It's not on the shadow side. It's actually on the light side. Either way, it's talking about a lot of luck right now. Charm, right? It's talking about goodwill, being able to win over your shadow side when it comes to dealing with the money and materialism. being able to unite and balance the different parts of your life as it pertains to wealth. There's something that you have attained, I feel, that's maybe enviable to the people that are trying to pull you back. And it keeps you moving forward. It keeps you wanting to grow. You may have this very specific understanding of the struggle, right? If you have things like wealth, right? Or some thing that you have that's very profitable, right? There's something here at the center of this conflict. And it feels like some level of value that can either create wealth, it could be wealth, but there's a battle that's happening here in the future around this. There's a showdown. There's a moment of confrontation around this. And then it's going to be possibly something that is the war will be televised. It will be. You see all those crows watching in the back? There may be one person that steps up to actually represent the group for this conflict, whatever this is. This is going to happen in the future. And it's around some value that you have that you haven't allowed to go to your head. You're very balanced with it. Let me see. Right now, you're in protective mode. You understand the energy that is threatening around you. I feel like you're very, aware, and not only in protective mode, I feel like you have protection as well. And you understand the need to protect this. You may even have people that are on your side that's lending some energy of protection for you too. And we have the Knight of Wands here in this situation. The Knight of Wands is on the shadow side too. This could be somebody that you have at your disposal that's ready to go to battle for you. Because the Knight of Wands on the shadow side is really an energy that is without a level of discipline and control. Like, this energy is very impulsive, and it's strong, and it has a force that's without control. But that kind of energy only provides like a temporary solution. I don't know how beneficial that energy will be, because Spirit is saying to handle this situation with care. The last thing we want is for this to turn out into like this inflamed situation. So though you may have this person at your disposal, you may not put them on the front line, right? Unless things go there and you need them. This is powerful energy. I don't know who this Knight of Wands is. It feels like it's good to have them on your team. They would be a perfect energy in case you go to war, but it's not somebody you want on the front line. You want someone that's actually a little bit more calm and a little bit more thought out on the front line, but you do have an energy of protection on your side. It's not like you're just standing alone, right? You have support and you have backing on your side. That's going to help you get the respect out of the situation that's needed. So you have protection. You're standing in an energy of protection. There's something about this coming to pass, anticipation. The environment is like it's electrified with the anticipation of this event coming to pass in some type of way. Right? It's almost like there could be something happening, right, that will place everyone in the same room at the same time for this event, for this opportunity to resolve this, or for this confrontation to take place. During this event, you may, in fact, find it a little bit uncomfortable, right? You may find yourself feeling a little bit out of place. The Four of Pentacles talks about feeling a little bit out of place and isolated, or kind of like you don't really have a lot of support while you're at this function, whatever this is, or even right now where you are. But I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's necessarily true. Just be careful with memory, and Seven of Cups says to be careful that you don't act in a way right now like there is not danger present, or there aren't little traps that might be being set for you. This is following your guidance, right? There's something about tapping into your memory and trusting your internal guidance system when it steers you away from a situation or people that feel like something is off, right? You see that? There's a greater level of tapping into the energy, not just what you're seeing, but what does it feel like? And when your intuition says that something feels dangerous, or this person feels, listen, because it's going to be telling you and guiding you here, okay? Now, in the outcome, we have routine and the Ten of Swords. So this will be resolved. I feel like Spirit is saying, don't allow this to knock you off of your everyday, whatever it is that you do. Just keep on doing what you do. And allow things to happen as they come up. This will be resolved. Now, don't avoid it, or avoid people, but just go about your business the way that you usually do. If conflict comes up, be open to resolve it in that moment. I feel like the ice is melting around this situation, and it's going to be resolved. Yeah, it will be. It has no other option but to be resolved here. Okay. The important thing is not to avoid it. We're not just letting water run off our backs. No, we're addressing things when they come up. We're being very honest and straightforward when it comes to these things. And this is accepting these hard, difficult situations, right? And this is something that needs to be dealt with. I keep getting that too. Whatever this conflict is, it needs to be dealt with. There's no more brushing it under the rug or letting it roll off your back. There's something about you needing to face this head on and walk through this conflict. But walk through it with grace and poise, and knowing how powerful you are and that you are supported, okay? Yeah. That's the encouragement I have today. For those who are walking towards something new and see a new light that they're following, like part of that is resolving unresolved issues so that you can move into that new space, that new energy. With very clear intentions as well, okay? So whatever that is, that's like all around you, trying to cause you to be distracted and thwart your mission forward. Listen, we handling that with grace and with power, okay? No more running. It's time to handle it face on. There's some energy, some event that's going to cause this to be at the forefront. You're not going to want to run. You're not going to be able to walk away or go a different way. It has to be resolved and handled. Straightforward. Just know that you are divinely supported in it. Thank you for stopping by. Let me know how that resonates. Until next time, it has been Blood Moon Oracle. Like, share, comment. If you're looking for a personal read, you can hit me up by email or drop a schedule down in my calendar. Until next time, take care. Take care. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you all. All right. See you later.